Okay, so this is a question on physiology, page 250 in the textbook, chapter 8, and I've copied down the question here, and I'll just read it quick. Would a cell with a resting membrane potential of negative 70 millivolts polarize, or rather depolarize or hyperpolarize in the following cases? And it gives some cases. Okay, a cell becomes more permeable to calcium. Alright, so here's the cell, and I have represented here the chemical gradient. Okay, so calcium would tend to go into the cell, diffusing from the extracellular fluid. And then over here is the equilibrium potential, plus 122. Okay, so if this cell had that charge, that force, that electrical gradient would counteract the chemical gradient. But the cell doesn't have that. It's at a resting membrane potential of negative 70. Okay, so this vector is actually going to turn around and also tend to cause calcium to flow into the cell. Alright, so part A says the cell becomes more permeable to calcium. Alright, so what I would expect is a bunch of calcium to start flooding inside of the cell, and that would make the charge in the cell more positive, so that would depolarize the cell. That's my answer and reasoning for part A. Alright, moving to part B, it says the cell becomes less permeable to
Why are you
K+.
reading out loud?
I'm recording a video right now, actually. Now, alright, so the same thing here. Here's the chemical gradient and the electrical gradient that would be there if we had this charge. But this charge is not here. It's negative 70. So negative 70 is not going to be enough to counteract this chemical gradient. So overall, the net force on the potassium would tend to bring it out of the cell. Alright, now, that being said, a cell is becoming less permeable to potassium. Okay, so this is where I was a little bit confused, is exactly what role this permeability plays in the equation. Even though it's less permeable, would we still get some of the potassium flowing out of the cell? Because that's the direction in which potassium would tend to flow based on the gradient. If that were the case, then my answer would be that the cell is going to lose positive charge and it would tend to hyperpolarize in this situation. Alright, so that's the question, the problem. Look forward to hearing responses. Thanks.